This is going to be a very quick recap of how to use CSS and how to alter things in your style.css of your child theme in a way that is asked for in the assignment. So what we want to do is reveal all the invisible boxes. They're called divs. Div is an HTML element that just means an invisible box that we apply a bunch of rules to. The invisible boxes and containers that make up the structure of the 2012 theme. And by doing that, we're going to select each one of them in succession and change a few properties of it. Here I am in File Manager. I've got the style.css of my child theme. I'm going to open it with the code editor. A very brief recap of how CSS works is that you have a selector, an open bracket, property name, a value, a semicolon, and then close bracket. I can have as many of these as I want. In this case, let's change the selector that we want is P, which is the HTML symbol for paragraphs. I'm going to change their font family. I'm going to change it to Courier. So this text should change to an ugly monospace font. And there it is. Selector, property name, colon, value, semicolon. And repeat that as many times as you want. We can change the color. Oops. And so on and so forth. So I've given you a list of all of the selectors that we want to reveal, and I've even given you the style rules that we want to use to do them. So let's copy paste this ready-made code, or almost ready-made code, and notice that there are only two things that we have to change in it. The first is the selector that we want to change, and the second is the background color that we want to change it to. The border radius, the padding, these can all stay exactly how they are. So let's start with body. Body is an HTML element. It doesn't need a pound sign in front of it. And what do we want to change the background color to? Now we could use something, we could use a string that is just letters called like red or thistle or blue. But we want to be good web people, so we're going to actually use a hex code. You can just Google hex color picker, and Google has this tool right here that will allow you to select a color that you want, and it'll give you the hex code or the RGB value. Very, very briefly, computer monitors use what's called additive color. That is putting wavelengths of light together to create a particular color that our eyes can perceive, the opposite of painting. Monitors use red, green, and blue, RGB. They vary the intensity of the red, green, and blue to varying degrees to produce an extremely wide gamut of color. So if I wanted something that was gray, I could just do DDD or whatever. I'm going to say, let's say 6FA062, and that will give us Everett green. So I can just copy that, paste it into my background color, hit save, and let's take a look at my site now. And there we can go. We can see that the body is turned to green. All I need to do now is just go down the line. I'm going to copy my code again, make note that hashtag page is what I need to change next time. Change that to page. I'm going to pick myself a new color, something blue, whatever. That's a really nice shade of blue, actually. Oops. And now that's blue. So I can just go all the way down the line of copy the ready-made code, make note of the selector that I want, give it a different hex value. I have no idea what that's going to be. It was really ugly magenta. Anyway, that's all that you need to know for this particular thing. And then play around with the inspector. You get lost, hit me up on Slack.